know. There you go.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh!
Actually, so the question I had just asked Kevin was, how hard is it to keep such an iconic character like Batman fresh, new, yet still engaging for fans as he has aged and moved through the years in a way?
And how's it been like for you since you've been basically writing this character for 20, 30 years now? Like how has you kept Batman interesting for yourself?
The great thing about Batman as a character is that you can take that character in so many different directions and he'll still be Batman. You can do something as dark as the Killing Joke. You can do something as light and fun as Batman Brave and the Bold. They're both equally as valiant. So, I mean, we just try to change things up, you know. I generally prefer kind of going kind of darker, more serious with the character. That's just the way I always lean. But at the same time, you know, when we did, like, say, for instance, like the Justice League show, that kind of creates a completely different aspect of his personality, just because of the fact that he's forced to like hang out with these brightly colored superheroes and stuff. So we gave him a little bit more of a sense of humor and a little bit, you know, snarkier attitude, and because he's forced to not be the loner lurking in the shadows. So, like I said, fortunately the character is resilient and enough variety in the character that you can go different directions with him. You can do sci-fi with him. You can do noir. You can do, you know, mystery. You can do some combination of all of them. So,
When you were told you were going to be able to do the Killing Joke, were you elated, frightened, both, many things?
Not elated.
Okay.
More nervous than elated. I always knew that it would be a weird film because it's not a traditional Batman story. It's not an action adventure film at all. It's more of a psychological drama. It doesn't have a big slam bang action set piece finale. It's got instead one of the most famously messed up endings in a comic ever. So all of those things made me more nervous. I mean, in more just in terms of, can I take this really, really bleak, downbeat subject matter and make it a film that's actually on some level enjoyable to watch, so that you don't just walk out going, oh, I want to slit my wrists, you know? Yeah. So I really worried about that. Once we decided early on to not make specific changes to the storyline to make it more of a summer blockbuster movie, it made things a little easier to like just go, okay, yeah, if we're gonna make it a straight adaptation of the comic, you just got to embrace it. You know, it's like if you're gonna ring that bell, go up, march right up, and ring the crap out of it. Yeah.
Well, it's essentially a fairly short story as well.
Well, that's interestingly, that was both good and bad. Yeah, it's the source material is not enough to fill up the feature film. Unlike most comics, like for instance, New Frontier was the exact opposite. That was way too much story material for one film. This was like not enough. So when we decided to expand it to feature length, one of the things I wanted to do was to use all that extra screen time, because it's almost half the movie, to spend more time with Barbara Gordon as a character in Batgirl. Because I always loved that character anyways, and it also kind of helps take the curse off the fact that in the Killing Joke part of it, she's really more plot device than flesh and blood character. So that's what we did.
Awesome.
So,
wrapping up, one last.
Did working with the Joker on Batman animated series, did you take a different approach to him for this, or did you say this is kind of like, I wanted this to be the same Joker?
No, it's clearly a more serious Joker than we've ever even on Batman the Animated Series. Because Batman was a kid's show, we could never really go quite as dark as we were sometimes tempted to go with the Joker. So I think that's part of the reason why Mark really, really, really wanted to play the Killing Joke, was because it did give him a chance to. It's weird to say this about the Joker, but it's the chance to get serious with him, to really like, while still staying true to the crazy, you know, clown of crime. He got to play a lot more subtle shades of the character. So, yeah. Is that your question? Did I answer that?
It is, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Sometimes I'm just rambling. I have no idea.
Like, it's a long game.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
All right. Oh, sneak in one more.
He's not back yet.
With Gods and Monsters, you were at the panel last year. You had to nerd out with just kind of changing everything and whatnot.
Did you kind of get that same feeling with being able to add to this iconic story, or was
No.
this more like, okay?
You know what's interesting about that is that we deliberately, because when we talked about expanding it, one of the possibilities was we could have padded out just the Killing Joke part of it. We could have put in more sections and action sequences and stuff just to fill that up to feature length, but by making it a completely separate story, it's not really changing the Killing Joke at all. If somebody wants to, if they're really offended by the idea that we have messed with the sacred Killing Joke, they can hit play chapter 5, skip the whole first half, and just watch the Killing Joke. It's pristine.
Thank you very
You
much.
don't want to do
Thank
that.
you very much.
You don't.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You don't.
Nominate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Sorry.